What if the real battle for the Dodgers this season is happening far from the spotlight? While the fans celebrate the big plays and the starting pitchers take center stage, there's a silent movement that could define the team's future. The constant comings and goings of pitchers in the bullpen. A recent and emblematic example of this reality is José Ureña. Ureña, a 33-year-old veteran, carries a career marked by ups and downs over 11 major league seasons. With an overall ERA of 4.78, he has played various roles throughout his career, mainly as a starter for much of it, but more recently reinvented himself as a relief pitcher, trying to adapt to the needs of teams looking for versatility and quickness in their bullpens. And this season, he followed an unusual path, having played for Mets, Blue Jays, and finally the Dodgers in a short span. When José Ureña arrived at the Los Angeles Dodgers, the expectation was that his experienced arm could help relieve the pressure on a rotation and bullpen plagued by injuries and uncertainties. In his 2 appearances with the team, he did not disappoint. 3 innings pitched, just 1 run allowed, 2 strikeouts, and a 3.00 ERA. Solid numbers showing that he was able to contribute immediately, even in a high-pressure environment. However, what caught the attention of many fans was how quickly this partnership came to an end. In just over a week, Ureña was designated for assignment, a move that opened space for the arrival of Matt Sauer, a young prospect the front office believes has potential for the team's future. Choosing not to return to AAA, Ureña opted to become a free agent, making clear that his journey with the Dodgers was short but meaningful. This decision, far from being an isolated case, is part of a pattern that is repeated throughout the season. So far, the Dodgers have used 27 different pitchers, highlighting the instability and relentless search for quick solutions for a bullpen that is yet to settle. With 14 players currently on the injured list, the team finds itself forced into constant restructuring, without the security of having fixed names to rely on. For those who wear blue and follow every detail of the team, these constant changes sound like a warning. They show that the team is in a delicate moment, trying to find a balance between the need for immediate wins and building a consistent roster for the challenges ahead. Behind the scenes, this frantic movement reflects the pressure on the front office and coaching staff. Every decision, every player coming in or out, carries the responsibility of keeping the team competitive without giving up the possibility of investing in young prospects. The quick arrival and departure of Ureña represents this dilemma. Rely on the experience of a veteran or bet on the future with young players still developing. On the field, the consequences of this instability are clear. A bullpen that doesn't establish itself creates uncertainties during games, especially at critical moments. The lack of continuity can cost important games, affect the rhythm of the starters, and even shake the team's confidence. Off the field for the fans, the message is twofold. On one hand, the hope that the front office is doing everything possible to strengthen the roster. On the other, the anxiety and doubt about whether these quick changes are signs of a bigger problem, a fragility that still needs to be overcome for the team to return to the path of great achievements. If you have ever felt this mix of hope and unease seeing Ureña and so many others come and go, know that you are not alone. This is the intensity of being a Dodgers fan. Every move feels like part of the very story itself. Every pitcher is a fundamental piece in a puzzle that is constantly changing. So, if you are living this moment side by side with the team, leave your like now and subscribe to the channel. Here, we follow every step of the Dodgers as if we were inside the locker room with passion and knowledge. Now, what remains is the expectation. Where will José Ureña go? Who will be next to enter this carousel of pitchers? And more importantly, what will be the impact of these decisions on the rest of the season? Leave your opinion in the comments. Your voice is part of this blue community that never gives up. But if the constant dance of pitchers in the bullpen is already a challenge that consumes the attention of the most dedicated fans, the Dodgers' true battle goes far beyond what happens in each quick mound appearance. The physical fragility that haunts the roster has become a constant shadow in 2025, an obstacle threatening the stability the franchise desperately seeks to remain among the best in MLB. It's no exaggeration to say that this concern over the pitcher's health has followed the team for at least 2 seasons, ever since that impressive campaign last year that nearly culminated in the long-awaited World Series title. Even during that epic run, the team lived with a harsh reality that, at the most decisive moment, there were only 3 healthy starting pitchers ready to face the biggest challenge of the year. 3 arms that carried away the final. A clear sign to the front office that structural changes were urgently needed. And as the Dodgers look toward 2025, that concern has only grown. Today, the situation is even more worrying. No fewer than 14 pitchers are currently on the injured list, a number that makes it almost impossible to build a stable and reliable bullpen. With each passing week, the front office knows it must find quick and effective answers because the season doesn't wait. With the trade deadline approaching, the pressure is mounting for the Dodgers to make a decisive move. Amid the scenario of uncertainty, one name has strongly emerged on the backstage radar. Tyler Mahle, the Texas Rangers starting pitcher who has shown signs of consistency and the ability to handle a significant workload in 2025. Mahle, born in Newport Beach, California, is precisely the kind of player who could represent the balance the Dodgers are desperately seeking. With a solid 2.34 ERA in 14 games so far, he has pitched 77 innings and demonstrates durability that could bring relief to a roster worn down by injuries. This combination of performance and endurance makes Mahle an attractive target for Los Angeles, even though some doubts remain. Because despite the encouraging numbers this year, Mahle carries a recent history of injuries that cannot be ignored. In 2024, for example, he struggled with shoulder problems that limited him to just 3 starts. In 2023, the situation was no different, with injuries sidelining him after only 5 games. These scars make the Dodgers front office carefully consider the cost-benefit of this possible signing. Jake Mintz from Yahoo Sports highlighted the team's delicate situation regarding its starters. With Tyler Glasnow and Blake Snell still recovering from injuries and uncertain timelines, the Dodgers face real pressure to strengthen the rotation in a way that can guarantee stability for playoffs. Glasnow just completed his first live batting practice, signaling progress, while Snell has shown positive signs in recent bullpen sessions, but both are still far from a full return. This picture means that the decision to bet on Mahle involves not only technical analysis, but also a dose of courage and pragmatism. The Dodgers need to weigh the risk of past injuries against the urgent need for a reliable pitcher. And, of course, there's also the question of what the team would have to give up to close a deal with the Texas Rangers, a negotiation that could require difficult choices. For the fans, this situation is a reminder that the team's success depends not only on big stars, but also on every roster piece being healthy and available. The health of the pitchers could be the decisive factor for the Dodgers to maintain their pace and arrive strong in the final phase of the season. It is a battle that happens off the field behind the scenes, where every decision can change the team's destiny. And it is a battle that we, as passionate fans, follow with our hearts in our hands, hoping the front office finds a perfect balance between talent, health, and strategy. If you, who breathe blue and follow every detail, feel this mix of expectation, anxiety, and hope, leave your like right now, subscribe to the channel, and be part of this community that lives and feels every step of the team as if inside the locker room. Now, here's the burning question. Will Tyler Mahle be able to overcome the doubts and become the strong arm the Dodgers need? What price is Los Angeles willing to pay? And what could this possible arrival mean for the rest of the season and the quest for the long-awaited title? We want to hear from you. Leave your opinion in the comments and join this conversation, made for those who have the Dodgers' passion in their blood. And don't miss the next video, where we'll dive even deeper into this topic, analyzing Mahle's profile, strengths, challenges, and how he might fit into the team's complex strategy. If you live for the Dodgers, you already know the way. Subscribe, hit the bell, and join us on this intense journey to the last pitch. Until the next chapter of this exciting season.